The U.S. Senate has become very elitist. You may argue that the U.S. Senate is nothing more than a bunch of fundraisers and millionaires that raise tons of money to keep getting re-elected. One of the big arguments for public financing of political campaigns in America is that the U.S. Senate is ultimately controlled heavily by money and is more of an oligarchy than anything else, kind of like the British House of Lords. One reason, in my view, that a lot of people are becoming independents in the Senate is because of the money that controls the system. It is becoming increasingly more corrupt, and they are all multi-millionaires, either through inheritance or through essentially luck of life, or however one would look at it. There's a reason why many of them are becoming independents, in my opinion. It has become a very corrupt system. In Taylor Caldwell's novels many years ago, she actually advocated for the appointment of U.S. senators like you had roughly 100 years ago by the state Senate. She argued that the system was less corrupt back then than it is now. I don't think that system is going to change. I think the direct election of U.S. senators is here to stay because it's a very, very complicated area and the public may not want that or even understand the issue. Those novels that actually talked about this issue were The Balance Wheel or The Beautiful Has Vanished as its second title, Captains and the Kings, and Ceremony of the Innocent. Look at these novels. They're highly interesting plots that do deal a lot with the U.S. Senate as an issue. You could make that argument that it was less corrupt back then than it is now. There is simply a lot more money roaming around in the system now than there was then. And that creates a lot of problems within our government. That has caused a lot of Americans to support the public financing of our entire process. I am a supporter of the public financing of political campaigns. The bottom line is that we need this now. The Supreme Court's rulings in Citizens United as of late and the Buckley v. Vallejo precedent in 1976 were terrible rulings. They essentially helped wreck the political process as we know it by allowing largely unregulated amounts of money into the political process to buy off politicians. They're horrible, horrible rulings that essentially helped corrupt the U.S. Senate more than probably any other part of our government in general. That's my opinion, but if you look it up and follow the money, you will very much see that that is probably the truth. These were terrible decisions that have wrecked the political process. Thank you for your time. If you really feel passionate about this issue, please join the group American Promise that pushes for public financing of campaigns and the removal of money from politics. There's a lot of famous people in this group of all political philosophies that want to get the money out of politics and reform our elections. I'm not an official member, but I am on their contact list. Thanks again for your time commitment to me. Thanks for your time. It's free to subscribe.